Big Raven, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. We're gonna be starting in a few. What up, man? Baltimore boy, what's up? You're gonna be starting very, very soon. Harry Holland, what's good? Marcus, awesome, man. Joe Burrow gonna pull out Eli. Well, that would be interesting. My boy Ace Boogie might cry, but that would that would definitely be interesting. Starting in a minute. I'm just finishing putting it in some of the social media, and then we're gonna go rock and roll. Jay Will, what up, man? Thank you everybody for joining the live stream. Appreciate you guys. Epic Raven, are you from Michigan? If you are, shout out to you. Shout out to Michigan. I've been there once. I would like to visit again at some point in my life. I'd like to go to all the states and, you know. Mohammed, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Haven't seen you in a minute. Okay. We are gonna be starting in a couple of seconds. Okay, so I wanna do this. And then yo, my guys, what's up? Let me see if this looks good here. It looks good to me, but you let me know how's everything going. Oh my god, been to the world tour, bro. Where you been? That's awesome, man. Enjoy, man. It's only one live. You guys enjoy every minute of it. So I have been doing a lot of film studying thanks to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, this is how this live stream is gonna go today. We're gonna do 3 mock drafts. We're gonna do 1 picking for the Ravens, just normal draft. Letting it sit. We're gonna pick 28. It's gonna be a 4-round. It's gonna be a 4-round mock draft. So we're gonna pick on all the picks for the Ravens. Then I'm gonna do another mock draft, also just picking for the Ravens, but with traits. And last but not least, we're going to just do a 1-round picking for every single team. Okay? After that, and we'll see how long that will take us. I'm going to let you guys, you know, for the Ravens pick, I'm going to let you guys give me who you pick at that pick. Okay? So this is not going to be necessarily my mock draft. If there's a tie, I will say, okay, this is what I will lean. I will give you my opinion. But this is not going to be my mock draft, as I want to give you guys his inputs, okay? Sounds good? Also, before we start, and let me do this very quickly. Thank you for everybody to be joining me here. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving me throughout the off season. I wanted to show you guys something if I don't F this up. Hold on. How can I do this? So, boom, boom, Yes. So if you are an Amazon buyer, I will say you can go search for SG Sports. We are now being sold in Amazon, so I will appreciate your support. Free shipping if you're a Prime member. You can have the shirt. There's the hoodie. And you got that. You got the white logo. And you got all of that good stuff. So you can search, different colors there. This is made by Amazon. A women's youth. So appreciate the ladies. If you want to buy it to your kids, the sweater, there you go. Long sleeve. Winter's coming to an end. White logo. Similar to this one that I have currently. Oh, you can't see me right now. And if you want for your cell phone, you can definitely get one of these. I already have it. I already ordered mine because I'm gonna put it in my phone. Anyway, it's a good way to support the channel. If you do, and if you have Twitter or Facebook or IG, let me know because I want to give you a shout out in a video. Okay? Let me do this now. Anyway, so just search SCG Sports and it will be around there somewhere. Okay, let me go smaller than this. Okay, my guys. So shout out to all of you for being here. Like I said, this is gonna be more interactive. I'm gonna try. Right now we only have 13 people. If we get more, so sometimes the chat gets crazy, so I might not be able to see everybody's message. Super chat is always available, but I'm gonna try to maintain to go through everybody. Okay, so like I said, we're just gonna do Ravens for the first time. We're gonna do 4 round, okay, and we're gonna pick in every single step. And in this one that there's no trades, I'm gonna ask you guys for your input based on what they have. Okay, now if I see that this thing is going too stupid, the other day I had one that went Chase Young all the way to like 20 something. Yeah, we're gonna stop that shit and we're gonna start it again. Wow, my guy Jerome Bigby, thank you for supporting. Thank you. Every time I get a donation, I shake a little bit. It's still new to me, but I appreciate with all the thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm not gonna joke. That means a lot. There's your little batch, your little zombie guy. I do appreciate that. Anyway, so let's start. So like I said, I have the trade feature enabled here, but for this one, we're not gonna use trades. So we're gonna do this thing here. So I like this because this is what I would expect to see. And the last one we're gonna do is just 1 round. Like I said, I'm gonna pick for every team throughout. Okay, so this is the easiest one. There's no trades involved. We're just gonna do straight up and see. I'm very curious to see where do you guys align in the pick. Okay, so I already seen some people that are probably not gonna be drafted there. LaVisca, he's not gonna be drafted there in my opinion. Justin, he might. He definitely took a step up. I think Epinesa should probably, and I haven't done the full dive on him, but he's probably gonna be near the Ravens area, I think. Chazon, I think he made himself some money. Let me see here. Some of the this looks pretty good. Tua, I think the Colts wish he would drop that far. Becton, people are just falling in love with this dude. I know he's a freakish athlete and all that good stuff. Anyway, here you go. I know this is a popular pick for the Ravens. I'm not very big on Delpin, not because he's not good. We're in a whip mode now, and he's not necessarily a need. Running backs for me is not something that I will, not in the first round or at all in the first 3 or 4. But okay, so I was saying here, you have Gross Matos. I know that's a fan favorite at 28. Zach Bond. You have Blacklock and Terrell Lewis, Patrick Queens, Kenneth Murray, Mims, Rieger, Higgins. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. Where do you align? Who you want to pick? So Harry Holland says Mims or Queens. Mohammed says McKenzie is the best player available. Where's McKenzie here? Where's McKenzie here? I don't see no McKenzie here. I don't see no McKenzie. Anyway, so who else? Who else? Come on, guys. Queens, okay. 2 votes for Queens. Anybody else? 10 more seconds. Yeah. Higgins, okay. Higgins vote. Who else? At the end, I'm gonna tell you who would I pick, but I'm gonna pick the pick based on what you guys seen the most. So right now, Higgins is number 1. Higgins has 3 votes. Queen has 2-ish, and Mims has 1. Yeah, you see, there's an election going on right now, I think. So, you know, we are in the spirit of let's vote. My bad, I thought I saw Savior. Mims, okay. Murray, okay. 5 more seconds. So Higgins has 3, Mims has 2. If not Grant, Delpit. Okay, so Delpit. Okay, so we're gonna. Where's Claypool? I'm gonna tell you where Claypool. He's here. He ain't drafted yet. He's down here. So let me see. Let me tally this votes. We have Queens 1, 2, 3 votes for Quinn, 2 votes for Murray, 1, 2 for 3 votes for Higgins. Can I get a Murray or Higgins? The first one that comes up, that's the one that I'm drafting. Yes, Murray or Higgins. Queens or Higgins. Sorry, Queens or Higgins. Who you guys want? Come on, Queens or Higgins. One of the two. First person that writes it, that's who I'm going with. Queens or Higgins. Come on. Where's Higgins? Oh, here he is. Higgins. Okay, we're gonna go with Higgins. So we go wide receiver out of Clemson. Okay, so not a bad first pick. I wouldn't draft him there. I will lean probably a Murray in my opinion, but I don't think we should draft any receiver until 2nd round. That's just me. I know you guys have seen me putting a lot of videos in the receiver side, and I think most of them I have been saying they're more 2nd round picks. But there's a lot of depth in the receiver side, so I think we should address even, but it's okay. Okay, 2nd pick. Here's your. Somehow Kenneth Murray made it all the way here, so I think this should be a no-brainer. But okay, so Kenneth Murray, Ayuk is there. Aquara, he's not a bad pick either in the edge if you want to do an edge. I'm gonna butcher his name, Uchi, or yeah, from Michigan. Where's the? Let me see. Missing one of the guys that's usually here. He might have already gotten drafted. For the people that are gonna ask for Claypool probably still here. Yeah, Claypool's still here. Okay, let me see. Murray for sure. Mims is better receiver than Higgins. I wouldn't disagree with Harry Hollins in that point either. That's how I feel about linebacker. Okay, so Murray, yeah, let's go with Murray. I mean, if we decided to go with Queens or Higgins in the 1st round and Murray this drops like that would be spectacular. I doubt it though. So let's go with the next one. I agree with you, Lex Luger. There's no way, but he made it here. So Usyk can rush the passer and drop in coverage, so better than Murray. Well, the people said Murray. I'm out of influence. I'm not gonna influence no more. Let me see here. So our pick is coming in. Here you go. We have a tackle. Yeah, do we want to tackle this tight ends QB? There's your running back, Arsenal State, KJ Hill. You have Alex Hicksmith, Brian Edwards, a guy that I know a lot of people love. Who else is here? Oh, for the people that were asking for Claypool, I think Claypool, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. Mortensen from NC State. So No way he's still there in the second. I think he might be in the second, but not that. So I get a vote for Claypool. I vote for Lamar Jackson. What else? Lamar Jackson's still there? Let me see. Yeah, Lamar Jackson's still there. Okay. What's available inside O-line? Nick Harris, Damian Lewis I like a lot. They have Bidas and Stenbank from Kentucky. Lamar Jackson will be dope. So I have 2 votes for Lamar Jackson. Give me your picks. I don't know much about college football. I just want to see where you guys are supposed to land. That's okay, man. And like I said, we're gonna do 3 of these. This one's basically driven completely by you guys. Capo status, what up? Tyler Biedich. Okay. So that's 1 vote for him, 2 for Lamar Jackson. Say 5%. I'm gonna give you guys like 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna get that. Harris. You don't have to pick an IOL. You don't have to put an interior lineman. Damian Lewis. Okay. Anything is available. So Lamar Jackson has 2 votes. The cornerback, Lamar Jackson, and the rest are O lines. Okay, and I think Damian has 1, Harris has 1, and Biedish, hopefully I'm not botching these names, he has 1. Anybody else? Lewis has 2. Okay, so Lewis, I like him a lot. Not gonna lie, I like him a lot. It might be a little bit too early, but that's fine. So we're coming into our last pick. There it is. There's the last pick. And then I'm gonna give you my grade for this draft for whatever's. Oh, we had 2 more picks. For whatever's worth. For whatever's worth. Okay. Now we have Brian Edwards. I know some people like him. Chase Claypool still there. Davis Gators. Let me see who else. Gabriel Davis. Some people like him. Who else? Elliott from Missouri. Photo from Utah. You have Lemieux, Shane Lemieux, I think is how you pronounce his name, from Oregon. So people are saying Lamar Jackson now. Okay, Epic Raven. Any other votes for Lamar Jackson? He's still there. So people just want to have 2 Lamar Jacksons. What I'm thinking. Okay, so only 1 vote for Lamar Jackson. Nobody else. I'll go ahead and draft Lamar Jackson, just so we can appease Mr. Epic. Okay, so on the last pick, you have Brian Edwards and Claypool still there. So for 410, he's still there. Any particular player that you guys want? Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna just draft Claypool for now. I think we're gonna level up on receivers anyway. So here's the picks. I think now. Come on. So I think here we overdrafted Higgins for sure, in my opinion. Murray, if he goes and drops to 60, this is the only reason this draft I think it makes. I will give it a B is because Murray dropped so far. Claypool at that point is about where I think he should be drafted. Okay, now let's make it a little bit more interesting. We're gonna do Ravens again, but we're gonna be trading. This is the one that I wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna go pick by pick in case you guys want to trade up. Do we want to do that? I don't know if we want to do that. No, because then we're gonna be here all night. We're just gonna see if we were to trade back, or if we're gonna draft in that position. Okay. Herbert, yeah, I can see that. I agree with you, but that was what the people, that first round pick, Lex Luger, was you guys, the people that are here. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys more of my input, and this is where you're gonna see what I would do. Okay, and here a very different one, very different one. So if I'm presented with this scenario, if I'm the Ravens, I'll be trading back. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of running backs. We don't need running backs. There's a QB there. Yeah, we're not gonna trade up for Isaiah. There's Queens and Murray there. Sack Bond is still there. You have Lewis there. So I'm thinking of a trade. Hold on. I'm thinking of a trade. Let's see. The Colts drafted who? So, I'm thinking of a trade. Let's see with the Colts. Now, this doesn't give me as much trading as I want. So 34 pick. I will say a good compensation would be if we flip these two. Let's see if these efforts. Nope, they don't want that. So I don't want to trade with you. Let's see, Lions. Maybe the Lions want to trade. So Lions pick 2. Ooh, that's a big jump. They probably won't do that either. Yeah, that's a big jump. Let me see if this works. There you go. So I'll trade back. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so we traded back. We swapped positions with the Lions in the 4th round, and which is huge because they're early. You still have both of the linebackers. You still have Terrell Lewis. I will say in this position, the Ravens can do a bunch of stuff. They can probably trade back again. Let's say with a team like Arizona. Lewis is gonna be pissed because we're gonna be live streaming that day. So where are the Cardinals here? Let's see, where are the Cardinals? There they are. So we can definitely do something like. Let's see if this works. Nope. Let's see. Okay, so we traded a couple spots with the Cardinals. Okay, so now we're in a place that. What's up, Asmodeus? Thank you for joining the live stream. And thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. I always appreciate you, man. I always appreciate all of you guys. Always gets me scared. That's your little gift. Okay, so here's where I think we should draft. Okay, so we traded a couple times now. We're in a position that we have our late 4s are both early 4th at this point. So we can have Terrell Lewis if that's the guy that you like. Yeah, Kenneth Murray. I will say these two are the ones that I will target. I will say Kenneth Murray. I'm gonna go with Kenneth Murray for this particular draft. So we traded back twice. We got Kenneth Murray. This is actually a possibility. I think it could happen. Kenneth Murray would have gone if we didn't draft him there. He would have gone fairly fast after that. So now. This is where I think you can see the wide receiver getting picked, right? So here you are. You have KJ Hamler. I haven't gone and done the deep dive on him, but I know a lot of you love him. People Jones, I know a lot of you love him. There's Ayuk for the people that love Ayuk. I think this is a spot what I can see 2nd or 3rd. I actually wouldn't mind Aquara. Or hopefully Huge is how you pronounce his last name. But what I'm seeing here is also we can trade back. So let's say a team like the Redskins. Let's see what can we offer them. Let's see here. The Redskins. Our neighbors. Okay, so that's earlier. That's just a pick here. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Actually. Yep. So trade it back a little bit with the skins. We lost Aquara. That's what Venice Ravens was saying. Okay, so this is where you start looking into picking your guy. I actually think Uch won't be bad. You have a Uke if that's your receiver that you like. And then I know we're gonna have a bunch of picks coming up. So who should we choose? Let me say I'm gonna go with him. Let me see something real quick here. Yeah, there's a lot of receivers still out there that I think they will be very, very capable of. Okay, so I'm gonna go with each. I'm not botching this thing. Okay, so we have an edge, we have a linebacker. Also, at any point we want to trade up, so we can monitor this. This is another guy that I like, so I think if he's there, I will double down on edge on my outside linebacker position. There's Weaver. I know a lot of people. Oh, there's Greenland. He went to the effing Patriots. Trade back and take Will Gay Jr. if Kennedy Mary is off the board. Okay. Gay Jr. Where's Gay Jr. here? Okay, so back again here. And as you can see, we have a bunch of picks here now. Right? We do have a bunch of picks. Let's see. I will say Edwards is somebody that people like. Anai is another guy that I wouldn't mind in this position. The reality is I would prefer Greenard. Trade up in here if you see him falling, because I like him. So in here, what I'm thinking is, I will say we can get the receiver. Let's go with Brian Edwards. Willie Gay is a steal round. It's a late. Jay Will, can you rephrase that? Okay, so let me go with. I spoke with Jeff on Twitter. He mentioned that he wasn't sure if Queen or Mary will be there at 20. He mentioned Mary impressed the Colts. Definitely gonna be interesting. So this is the thing. If the reason I'm not trading back here again is because we're going to our last two picks here, and if we trade back, we're not gonna be able to make the picks because this is where it ends. Okay, saying all that, let me put a parenthesis here for a moment. I keep hearing this narrative of, oh, this guy is surprised. If you count the amount of guys, like if you just listen to the PFFs and everybody else, they're saying like, this guy's a first round pick, this guy got to the first. You have more than 32 players. So I understand what he said. I think Murray is a late first round. In this case, if Murray and Queens and they're similar for you are there at 28, that's when you trade back. Now, if you think the Colts are a team that start getting Murray, you like Murray, then you cannot trade more than the first pick of the second round because the Colts go in the second round. They go with the second pick of the second round. Willie is a late round steal. Oh, okay. I got you. So in here, I would say Anaya will be my guy. Probably. Yeah, I would say, look, this is how I will do it here. Anaya. And then you guys can go Claypool, but I'm gonna go with Damian Lewis. And that's it. That's the draft. I don't think we have any more picks. Let me see. Unless I'm surprised by a pick that I forgot about. Nope, no more picks. So here is how this looked. Yeah, Kenneth Murray, Uch, to Michigan. Brian Edwards, the wide receiver. Anai, Utah, and Damian Lewis as the guard. I think this is a pretty solid pick. Again, if you ask me, where is it? Huge. I would have preferred if we would have gone. No, was it Brian Edwards? One of these guys, the guy from Florida that played with Lamar in Louisville. I would have preferred that guy, but anyway, and you still saw there was a lot of receivers left, a lot. Okay, so Kayvon Chason for the Ravens. I like him. There's a video of him. You can go check it out. I have it in the draft 20 NFL 2020 draft prospects. I think I have a library. Really impressed me at the combine. Shout out to the coach. Shout out to coach for putting me onto him. Shout out to coach. Coach is a hell of a guy. Okay, my guys, and now we're gonna do the pick for every team, and then with this we're gonna finish the mocking of today. Select all. Boom. Just one round. Okay, so Burrow, Chase Young, those are easy. Here's for me, when it starts getting interesting. I actually think the Lions should be drafting Tua. And the reason why I think they should be drafting Tua is Tua may or may not be completely healthy. They have Stafford. They can go ahead, let Tua sit, let Stafford play. And if they're sucking but Stafford's having a good year, to trade him. Somebody will need a quarterback like Stafford. They had Tua for cheap, and next year they can come and compete hard. Okay? Now for the Giants. This is my pick for the Giants. I feel like they need to figure out the line. Their line is horrible. They have a young quarterback. You want to not kill him. The Dolphins, I guess they're going to pick a QB. That's what everybody keeps saying that they're going to do. I'm not in love with Herbert, but sure, let them pick a QB. Here's where it gets interesting. The Chargers also need a QB. A guy that's being praised by a lot of people is Love. I think it's too early for him to be drafted. I think they should just come in early or jump back in the first round. That's a potential trade partner with the Ravens to draft Love. I think Love is more of a late first round. Saying that, I mean, their line is also so bad right now. So let's go with Becton because it's another favorite of a lot of analysts. And the reason I'm going with purely analysts, I haven't scouted the lines because we don't need a tackle. Okay, in here, I think it's a clear, I say Simmons. They'll be ecstatic if it goes there. Now, here's an interesting one for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals should help Murray and pick up a friend of him where they play together and they have some sort of chemistry already. So I would say CeeDee Lamb. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, they'll be ecstatic if this guy drops this far. Okudah. So I think they should be picking Okudah. The Clowns also need tackle. They also need line help. So I'm going to go with Wirfs. Another team with line disaster. So let's pick him a line. They can also maybe potentially use him. Maybe Judy. I think if they're smart, they'll fix their line first. Here's where I think Judy doesn't pass by. The Colts need also a receiver. I think this is where Ruggs gets drafted. For the Buccaneers right now, we don't know what's going to happen with Namek and Sue. JPP might leave. They still have Barrett, so they could use an edge. So I'm actually going to give them Chason LSU. Denver also wants a wide receiver, but also needs an interior D lineman. Also needs badly at O-line, but badly. This is one of their worst attributes. The problem is at this point, you don't want to overdraft any guy, right? So I would say let's give them the corner because the corner is another big need for them. Here's another team with edge. I don't think Ebenezer It's for what I've seen. I haven't done the deep dive, but I let's give him up Epinesa, because a lot of teams are high on Epinesa. They need a corner. There's no doubt they need a corner. We're talking about the Cowboys because they're gonna let Byron Jones go. So I think if Fulton gets there, I like Fulton. What I've seen from him. Here's the second pick. I think if Derek Brown's still there, they'll be ecstatic. So let's go with Brown. Here's what Patrick Queens or Murray can go by, or can get drafted. They have a couple other holes. I gave them Judy, so they drafted a safety last year in the first round. I gave them another safety. I'm big on BPA. Best player available, Kinlaw. I actually gonna give them Delpit. Here's, I think this is where, and this thing might think that I'm overdrafting. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it. They need tackle help as well. Let's give them the safety. Bolster that secondary. So the Eagles are probably mad because they want a corner. There's Clayton. Linebacker, they could get the linebacker. They need speed on the receiver side. But these guys are not Blazers. I actually gonna go with the Eagles getting Mr. Queens. The Bills need wide receiver help. They need a big body wide receiver, so they can definitely use Jefferson. They also need edge. Interior of the line, I think Kinlaw lasted too long. Then the effing Patriots, sudden death. What up, my friend? Deron Johnson, what up, man? Chosen one, what's up, my friend? The Raiders haven't drafted any edge rushers in the first round since Terrell sucks. So you're saying they're due. So I think the Patriots, they need edge. There's nothing on the edge in here. There's nothing on the interior O-line. Wide receiver, they could. Jefferson, they usually don't draft wide receivers, and that's too early. This is the pick for them. Here is, and this is scary. This is where I think Jefferson might go. I can see also Murray going here. I don't know. They also need corner help. I'm actually gonna go with the corner for them. And then the Vikings are O-line for them is like always. And then they just lost. I forgot the dude's name on the edge. So I'm actually gonna give them Gross Matos for them. Again, this is where you're thinking Love is probably gonna get targeted and somebody will trade for him. Let's get it. What up, man? Let me see here. The Dolphins. So we gave the Dolphins what? This is their third pick. A QB. And we give them interior D lineman. Zach Bond could be a good pick for them. I'm not as big a Zach Bond fan as most people. But yeah, let's do that. And then Seattle. I think Seattle has a couple of different needs. We can go with Gallimore. We can go Jefferson. Although wide receiver is not a huge need. I would say probably him and him are the biggest need. So let's go with BPA and go here. And then Jefferson made it here. Laviska is going to be a second round pick. Jefferson help his stock to probably sneak into the first round. You see Green Bay here. I don't think Green Bay will target one of these two for sure. Well, not one of these two, but Jefferson for sure if he's there. If Jefferson gets here, people might think the Ravens are going to look for a wide receiver. I can see somebody hopping us. Murray's there. Mims is there. A guy that I like. That video coming up hopefully next, Today's Tuesday, so Thursday maybe tomorrow. So in this one, I mean, if Jefferson is really the guy you like, you go pick Jefferson. Again, I'm in this position. I want to see what is the offer on trade back, because I can live with Mims. I can live with Kenneth Murray. Lewis, I haven't dove them completely into him, and obviously Jefferson, if we pass on him, he might be there. Higgins, I haven't done completely on him. Rieger is too early for him. So there's a lot of picks here. Okay, so with all this said, I think with everything is getting set up is for us to trade back. I'm gonna draft Jefferson here, but the reality is I wouldn't draft Jefferson. I'm not looking to draft a wide receiver. Let me put it like that in the first round. They need pass rushes, Bradley. I think they need a receiver. I will give them Mims over Chenault. They might lose their guy on, what is this dude's name? Amsterdam. So they might want to keep that defensive line and being strong. In here, if Gordon doesn't go here, then I can see them going running back. So this is the mock. This is roughly my first round mock draft. Okay, so let me change a couple of things here. Let me boom. Let me. What are you doing? Let me supersize myself. Boom. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, my guys. So we did a couple mock drafts. I think as I keep doing mock drafts, I haven't publicized many of them, but as I keep doing mock drafts, everything looks like we need to trade back. We need to trade back. The position that we are, there's too much talent behind us, and if somebody was willing to swap their third, like Chargers, for example. If the Chargers are willing to swap their third for our third for us to go, 6 positions back, but in that third round you basically have almost a second, I will do that in a heartbeat. Especially if this is how it falls. Because at that point there were a lot of talent, and then you can definitely go with a guy like Murray or Mims. Let's say you go with Mims in the early second round, right? And then in the later second round pick, you can probably hit a guy like let me see. If you hit Mims, then you can Greer or somebody like that, like an edge rusher, and then you can go with linebacker dive from Oregon, something like that, right? You have to play, and then a lot of you guys like, oh, would you draft this? To be honest, I would like to see how the board falls. This is why. I know you can watch ESPN and all the other shit, but I will say round 1, me and Lou are going to cover in his channel. Round 2 and 3, I'm going to be here. All 4 hours, usually I'm here. So, yeah. Let's get it. I don't disagree with you. I think the Chargers will try to jump up and get one. Unless Tua falls to him. Whew. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, guys. So, I forgot to do this. Yes, for the calls. Okay, so one thing I want to hear from you is, like I said, I'm gonna be opening phone lines. Damn, 44 minutes already. So you can text me. I see somebody already text me. So if you want to be part of the phone lines, text me. We're gonna get phones. I want to hear, did anybody surprise you on the combine? Do you really put that much stock in the combine? I personally, I know a lot of people do, so I take that information and try to figure out, based on what I've seen in years past, how teams are gonna react. Sorry, man, guys, I didn't sleep well last night. So how teams are gonna react, and there's a couple of things. So for example, Jefferson with that 40 showed me that he has that getaway speed. Mims the same way. Mims didn't again, I don't want to tip too much of what I saw, what I'm gonna be saying in the video, so we recorded. But Mims showed me he doesn't route running his route running is not as fast as his 40, but when I saw that 40 was as soon as he catches his breakaway speed. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I do apologize for. I'll try not to do this damn thing. Anyway, so let me open phone lines. Let me call here the first one. Okay. I don't even know who this is. Oh, my boy. My boy. Yo!
Yo, what's up, man?
Are you putting that volume up?
You say what?
Are you putting that volume up? I heard like clicking.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. How's everything in Virginia? Because I know there's an election there today.
I didn't even pay attention to the election, to be honest.
I got you. So,
I only saw it maybe like 5 minutes ago.
I got you. So before we go, Sutton, I haven't discussed any particular players. And then today's live, I'm not gonna just dive deep in any, but he's on my list. At some point, I wanna move away from doing receivers. Let me say this, because everything that I've been throwing is receiver, because that's all you guys want to see. Receiver. It's the sexy position. But yeah, I want to move to the edge rushers and line. But I did the 2 linebackers. But anyways, Modius, you saw the combine.
I didn't see the combine, but I did review some of the analysis afterwards and kind of like what they graded them the players as. So I saw the aftermath, but not the actual going on. So I actually don't have a whole lot of time to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, I saw a couple people that I liked. Trey Songz is definitely up there. I don't think he's gonna follow us, but I like him. Queens as well. I like him, but I also don't think he's gonna follow us. As far as kind of Murray, I don't know if he will. He could, but I think someone else might have taken up before.
So you think Murray is drafted before us?
No. Queens.
Oh, I thought you said Queens. It's not, but Murray's. So with Murray, you think he will fall to us?
I think Murray would fall to us. I saw his combine. It wasn't bad per se, but it wasn't. Let me say this. I feel like his combine helped us be able to get him. That's how I would say it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but that's how I read it.
I don't know. So I think Murray is definitely in the range for us. I think Patrick Queen should be in the range for us. I think both of them are late first rounders or early seconds. The problem is the middle linebacker position is dried. So after that, you may have Dye from Oregon, and after that, there's a definitely decline. So if you need a middle linebacker, you might try to get that early.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I feel like my stomach is telling me that Queens is gonna get drafted in the early 20, around that time. So he's gonna maybe like 22 or somewhere around that range.
Okay, so I will say also, if you think about it, that for Queens, a position. Let me see if I see the order. A position that I can see Queens going is 19 to the Raiders. They need a middle linebacker, or the Eagles. Well, so I put in this draft. I've actually mocked them to the Eagles at 21.
Yeah, that's about right where I think he'd be picked up. But I think definitely Kevin Warrior can. I think we can even possibly draft. I think we could trade back once, and I think he might still be on the board to go ahead and grab him.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it all depends. Like I said to you guys, it all depends. A team falls in love with them, then at that point, you're done because it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We have seen people overdrafting, and you're like, why is this player being drafted so high? It only takes a team. I mean, the Steelers had done dumb things like that before, especially in the first round. So it only takes a team, especially tackles. So that's another position that you might see people overdrafting. Quarterbacks, another position that you might see overdrafting. Herbert, in my opinion, should not be in the top 10. But he will be going to the top 10. Love, I think, should be a second round pick. But he's going to be in the first round. He might be going in the first round, okay? Anything else, Asmodeus?
No, that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me, and shout out to that miniseries you're doing. That's definitely helping me out and figuring out each of the different players that we can possibly get.
I appreciate that, man. And also, thank you for the donation. Thank you for always listening. I do appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
Take care, man.
Take care.
So something, as I'm going to the next caller, something that I would like for you guys to put is, what position do you guys would like for the Ravens to draft with their first pick? Hello?
Hey.
Mohammed?
What's up, Sonny? Yes, this is him.
Hey, man, not bad. How about you?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. Keep up the good work.
You went on a world tour?
Yeah. A little bit. I was in India for like 3 months, and then
Nice.
we went to Philippines,
Nice.
and then back to US. So not like a world tour, but yeah.
Man, I need that leave. I need that PTO.
Yeah, no. I was working. I got work from home, so I was still working.
I need
So
that
it was fun. Yeah.
Well, that's good for you, man.
Thank you, bro. So yeah, but I've still been following the content, but because of the timing, I couldn't, attend the live podcast. But I've been following your, all the coverage, you, Nubo, and my man, keep it clean,
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Keep watching the videos. Something I will say not only to you, for all you guys, when you're watching like the mini series, please share those videos. That will help me a lot. Always give it a thumbs up. That will help me rank those videos as well. So, what have you seen? What player would you like the Ravens to draft? Who do you think we should target?
First of all, I would like to say that I think people put too much stock in the combine, and we typically are the team that take advantage of that. Like we pick up, if you remember, like Suggs didn't do great, and that's how he fell to us. And I feel the same with Epinesa, and I feel like, man, Epinesa, if he falls to us, I'm like, that's like, because we need edge rushers that have like strength to hold the edge, and also he's pretty well defined, like technically refined than any other rushers, because outside they're like him and Curtis Weaver, like 2-3 pass rushers that are good. Outside of them, like there's not much else. Like I especially don't like Terrell Lewis. Like he has all the measurables, but I don't see the his rush moves and the counters. I'm not a big fan.
He actually reminds me of Tim Williams, the little that I seen.
Exactly.
And we saw what happened with Tim Williams.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's what. I personally feel like we shouldn't really, put too much stock in the combine. I actually was mad that Mims did so good, because I was looking for him in the third round. Now it's like no way, like even second round. Because, but the thing is, I know like everybody talk about the middle linebacker, and I have a very controversial opinion. I feel like we don't need to draft a middle linebacker. Why can't we just re-sign Bynes and get an undrafted guy and did what we did because we have other needs and we already seen that we need coverage players. So why can't we do like a safety because we need coverage safety. We need more coverage and we need a nickel back because I'm more worried about our corner like Tavon. Like when he comes back, will he be Tavon? And if we don't have Jimmy, because now
Free
Marlon
agents,
is gonna be on the outside, how are we gonna handle the nickel? So cornerback and safeties, and I just go by position of need. And we've already seen what Ravens do. They can mimic pressure. So even rushers are not that important. I feel like coverage is the key, especially the way Don Martin Wink does it, because he got the scheme. So, I mean, I feel like why can't we use the formula? Because we need safety, good coverage safeties, and nickel slot corners. Because once we have that coverage, I mean, it's that, and if anything, we should draft more interior pass rushers because, I mean, edge rushers. I mean, we can get, from the free agent market.
Okay, so let me unpack. There was a lot of stuff there. Let me start with saying great. I love it. I love everything you said. I don't agree with everything, but I love that you're bringing all this, right? So hopefully, if I miss anything, you let me know, okay? So let me start with Epinesa. I haven't done my deep dive yet. That's why there's no video on my channel about Epinesa. But Epinesa, and somebody said it here, in my opinion, he looks like a 3-4 DN. Now, do we need a 3-4 DN? Sure. We have Wormley. Is he better than Wormley? Yes. But he's not your typical outside linebacker. Okay. Second, should we sign Bynes? Sure. He will be a vet minimum. The reality is Bynes is old. So if Bynes goes down, who are you going to put there? You don't want other teams to run all over you. That's what happened to us in the playoffs. We need a dynamic middle linebacker. Third, the outside rushers, I get your point because Wink has provided the ability to pressure with blitzes. Now, if we are able to provide pressure without blitzing, that will help your secondary enormously because now a guy like CJ when he was here that is not great in coverage, but he can almost zone in, right? Even if your corners are playing man, he can zone in and watch the quarterback react. Your safety doesn't have to come in a blitz. They can play cover 1, cover 2, and read the quarterback because the pressure is getting with 4 or 5. Now the ball's getting out quick, and you have, depending if 4 or 5 was your rush, you can have 6 or 7 guys in the secondary. So more defense in the secondary that might provide a pick. So that's why I think we need to work on having the ability to pressure without blitzing. And did I cover everything you said? I don't know if I missed anything.
No. I think that's it. The only thing is the slot corner. I mean, we should still draft a slot corner in third, fourth, just in case, like insurance policy, if Tavon is not all the way there.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I was saying that we need a slot corner because with the Tavon's injury, I'm worried that he might not be 100%.
Well, the reality is corner rookies take time. There are very few corner rookies that come and they can step up and play great.
Right.
So you have your outside corners. You're good. Tavon, you have to give it a chance because you just paid him. So hopefully he comes. If not, this is the year then for a guy like Avery to step in and play well. The reality also is, if you see, we haven't cut Brandon Carr, and I think it's because we're trying to see if we can sign Smith or not. And if we don't sign Smith, they might keep Carr and they might put him in the slot. So I don't think corner will be a guy that we go. Although I like the guy, probably like a third rounder. I think his name is Pry Jr. from Notre Dame. That's a guy that I can see targeting. But again, a corner usually doesn't have, especially in the late first, doesn't have that impact right away on the defense.
Right. I agree. But for my thing is, and I agree with most everything he's saying. But my only problem is that the outside rushers we're gonna get, if we are drafting them, we can't expect rookies to come out and provide like beat their man one on one. So I don't see how unless we sign a high price free agent, which I don't know if not our policy of getting like Yannick or somebody. I don't see how we have rushers that gonna beat tackles one on one.
Yeah, I would say rookies also will take time on the outside, but the problem is right now you have nothing. Meaning, if you lose Judon, you have Fergie and Bowser, and that's it. Bowser has been inept. Hopefully, he plays better. I love him coming out of the draft, but he's been inept. I think you need to double down on the edge rusher, especially if you lose Judon and you don't bring anybody. I think you have to double down. Epinesa, I will say, is a guy that you can plug in the DM position. So if you can bring Epinesa and a guy, maybe like the guy from Florida again, that his name is escaping me.
Jabari Zuniga,
Suniga's another guy, but I was thinking more of the guy that was in
the Greenard,
Greener. Yes. Yep.
Jonathan Greenard.
Yep.
Yes.
So you can bring somebody like
Okay.
him in the third round. So those guys are not perfect, but those guys are the guys that you want to help you with your depth also. But in the first round, you need to look for a place that you not only have a hope, but you have a guy that you think he can be and contribute. Kenneth Murray's a guy. I think you're gonna see my video dropping of Mims in the next couple of days. That's a guy that I actually love. One of you guys, well, not one, a bunch of you guys recommended me to go find his tape, and I
Right.
like Mims a lot. And so one of those guys, I think at 28 we probably gonna be trading back, but also
Right.
if 4 quarterbacks go in before us, right? And 4 or 5 linemen go before us. Look, let's do the math. That's 9 players. Chase Young, that's 10. Now we are only 18 from us, right? And those, I mean, we
Right.
would love Chase Young, but the rest are players that we wouldn't draft, right? And then Okuda, that's a
Right.
corner. So then, if 4 quarterbacks and 5 linemen go before us, now you might see somebody that we really didn't think it was gonna be there getting back. It has happened in the past couple of years. It happened with James that the Chargers drafted, Edmonds that the Bills drafted, and I forgot who was the one to slide last year. But anyway, it tends to happen one or two that we're like, oh my god, that guy is sliding. Let me see. You see, so we have to check on draft day.
Right, right. And that's why I see. I feel like the thing is, I feel like safety is a sneaky need because now because what I feel like if we're gonna put what's our strong safety who just got paid, if we're gonna put him deep, I don't feel like he can cover receivers down the field. So I feel like we need a deep safety to complement our free safety.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I'm just saying, we'll see. Obviously, once the free agent market, which tampering period starts on the 16th, so we're getting closer.
Right.
Once that will also give us a more clear path.
Because my thing is like, why don't we worry about the interior rush? Because I mean, isn't that the best way to pressure the quarterback
I
instead
don't
of the
disagree.
outside?
I don't disagree, but that's something that you can probably go with more veterans on the free agent market. There's a couple good interior D linemen that you can probably bring.
Okay, you thinking Calais Campbell or somebody like that, or Derek Wall?
Calais Campbell's my favorite. If you follow me for a while, you know that I have been talking about
Right,
him for a
right.
while. But no,
Yeah.
so you can probably bring also like a Dante Poe, um,
Hmm.
oh man, McCoy,
And
a
what
guy
was
like
the guy
McCoy.
from McCoy?
Yeah,
Eric, not McCoy. Yes, last year
yeah,
we
McCoy.
were thinking of.
Yep, and he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
free
yeah.
agent, and he's a free agent again.
Right,
So you
right.
can bring a guy like
So
him.
I see your point.
Look, for pass
I see your
rushers, you
point.
can probably bring JPP. He's not gonna be costing that much. You can bring him. He can
Right.
help. He's a veteran. So there's a couple of different ones.
Got you. No, because in for that reason, I don't think like we should really tie ourselves to one position of need. I think we should really strictly go BPA, and then even if there is a corner that's like I love Jeff Gladney because he can play inside outside. He got the mirror ability, and if you don't see like, and if we don't get the required trade back, I mean. Look at what happened when we got our corner when OJ Howard was everybody wanted OJ Howard, but we got our corner and everybody was mad. Now we like need him. So I feel like if Eric feels like, hey, this corner might be a better player, even though it might be not a position of need. I feel like we should give them the leeway because it's really like whoever is the best player.
I agree. So, but like Jay Will says, the free agent will determine a lot of this. Completely agree with him that.
That's true. But I mean, I don't think we should spend too much money on because then we again will be losing on the comp pick. So I'm kind of torn between spending too much money because EDC wants to like we only have 30 mil or so like for cap so we can't be overspending on any free agents, and I feel like a lot of teams have a lot more cap space than us. So I feel like free go depending on the free agent market is not the Ravens way, and I don't think like it might get us there. Okay, one may be good, but I mean, because we are looking to extend our own corner, we got to pay our tackle. So
Mm-hmm.
how we gonna do that?
Well, and with this, I'm gonna let you go because I have two more people.
Mm.
But
Right.
the reality is you have to pay Stanley. If you pay him this year, it doesn't mean you have to take that cap hit this year. He can play
Oh.
under the 16 mil. Now, how I will do it, I'll elevate that cap by 2 mil and try to lower the future. For Marlon Humphreys, let me tell you his salary right now, because he is an interesting one. If we extend him, he will have a 5th year next year. But not only that, if we extend him this year, where's Humphrey? So Humphreys' cap hit currently is 3.7. So you give
Right.
Humphreys a 15 or 16 mil per year. You can take that
Hmm.
3.7, elevate it to, I don't know, 12, right? It will eat some of
Hmm.
the cap this year. But what that will do is that 16 and 17 for the future will bring it down to the
Hmm.
14s. So you have
Right.
flexibility on the cap.
Right, right. But I mean that doesn't leave a lot of room for this year then. I mean, we already are like 15
It
on the
doesn't.
tackle. Like that's like
So what you can do is with Stanley, there's not a lot of wiggle room. His cap hit is
right.
13, so you can leave it at 13, or you can elevate it by a couple mil. You can keep Humphreys at 3. Humphrey is less likely to be extended this year. Ronnie Stanley is a more likely scenario. You cut Brendan Carr,
Right.
you say 6 mil there. So there's still a lot of things that the Ravens can do to open some of the
Awesome.
cap.
Awesome. No, no. I mean, I feel excited because Eric did the turnaround in 1 year, and I'm like, oh my God, like he did that in 1 year. So imagine what he can do with, going forward. So I'm just excited. Our slogan used to be in Aussie we trust. Now it's like in Eric we trust. So I'm just excited for the draft and just we should rinse and repeat. 12-4. We should improve like at least 12-4 or 14-2, whatever. I take that.
I agree. So I appreciate your call, man. Thank you for calling. Hopefully you can join me on draft day, and you can also join me next week. I love that you call, so hope to hear from you again.
Definitely. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, take care, bro.
Bye.
Okay, let me see. Next person. So the question,
Please leave your message for.
So let me go here and where is the next one? Okay. So Lex Guetta says no. Jay Will. So there's a savings with Brendan Will. There's definitely a savings with Brendan Will. Hello?
Yo, what's up, Sonny?
Sutton?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. How you doing, bro?
Well, man. How about you?
I'm not bad. I need to get you in one of this mock drafts.
The mock draft?
Yeah, like
What mock draft?
so. I know you came in a little bit late, but hold on. Do you hear that in the background?
No, I don't hear anything.
Okay, that's fine. It went down. So I was doing a mock draft early on, so I need to get you in so you can do a mock draft with me.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got to do that. We definitely got to do that, bro.
So maybe let me see something in the next couple of weeks to do another mock draft, especially maybe next week. I'll hit you up.
Yeah, hit me up, bro.
So tell me, because I know you've been studying this. Who you like? Who you saw in the combine, and you're like, okay, this is the guy that I want. This is the one that I want to get. Tell me all about it.
Well, I mean, from the podcast we did a couple weeks ago with Joe, I remember I was saying I really, really like Curtis Weaver. Curtis Weaver is a guy that I like on the edge. Very active hands. Athletic guy. Good mentality. I like that. I've read into him a little bit. I like his story. But
you're talking Weaver from Boise State, because a couple people talk about State. Yeah, a couple people talk Weaver and they think the linebacker at Cal.
Nah, Boise State, Curtis Weaver. But him also like. I know me and Lex get it. We agree on Chase Claypool, wide receiver at Notre Dame. I really like him. I like him a lot better than the other wide receiver that we got at Notre Dame recently, which is Miles Boykin. I really like Chase Claypool because he's a big body guy, 6'2", 6'3", 230 pounds around there. Just a big body target for Lamar. I really like him.
Okay.
Those are my guys that I like. But I really want to ask you a question, Sonny. Is that okay?
I'm sorry?
I really want to ask you.
I
want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Yes. So
put me on the spot.
I've been thinking lately, and in the division, who do you think is going to give us the most trouble? So, we've got the Bengals who are getting Joe Burrow, and they already have Joe Mixon, and they're franchise tagged AJ Green. You've got the Browns who've got Baker Mayfield, and they've got Odell Beckham Jr., and they've got Kareem Hunt, and they got Nick Chubb. But, and excuse my dog barking.
What is that, a Chihuahua?
Right now,
no, I'm joking.
Nah, he's like a breed of like two things. But
mine too, don't worry.
Also, the Steelers. The Steelers are going to be the Steelers. Steelers are going to Steelers. They're going to be good because of Mike Tomlin, period. So who do you think gives us the most trouble in the division this season?
So this is the thing. So let me start with this. I'm going to announce something here that I've been cooking for a while. We're going to be opening a channel me, Quincy, Ace Boogie, and Tony. The four of us. We're gonna be doing a weekly podcast, so stay tuned for that. So it's basically AFC North podcast. Those collabs have been very fun, so we decided to do that together. Anyway, so it is so up in the air with these three teams. This is why. I think the Bungles are like a year away, even with Burrow. I think they're gonna be a little bit better, but they have a so effed up O-line. They need to fix that O-line. When they fix that O-line, they can start being competitive. I like the guy that they drafted last year, Jonah Williams. He didn't play, so that's good. But they still have problems in tackle and guard, on the right tackle side and guard. Okay, so I think that I don't think they will give us trouble per se, although they will play us tough because they play us tough in the past, even when they were not good. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the Squealers. We have a quarterback that is coming from Tommy John. And if every time I say to a Steelers fan, he had Tommy John, they were like, no, it wasn't Tommy John. I was like, dude, it was Tommy John. Just come on, let's be real. Okay, saying that
elbow.
Yeah, 37-year-old guy. He likes to hold the ball. The running game wasn't great. I think unless Big Ben can come back to the old Big Ben, I think they gotta have problems. Remember, they also don't have cap space. I think they have like $3 million cap space, and they wanna attack Bud Dupree. I don't know how, money wise, how they gonna add anybody. Hargrave, which is a good interior D line, that's a possibility for the Ravens. So we'll see. The team, if they get everything right, is the Clowns, and this is why. The Clowns have not only the 10th overall pick. Let me pull this out here because I don't want to misspeak. They have the 10th overall pick, so they can go ahead and get one of the tackles. They can go ahead and get the guard from New England and build the guard position. Right, so now they're building the O-line. But they have $61 million in cap space. So you know that safety at Minnesota, his name is escaping me. They can go ahead and sign him. If they had not great middle linebacker position, they want Littleton, they can go ahead and sign him. I believe they can cut the guy that came from New York. What was it? Olivier Vernon. That will add $15.5 million in their cap space. So you know what? For all the crap that we're talking about Clowney, if they want Clowney to pair with Myles Garrett, boom, they can sign him, right? So if they're smart, they have cap space and a high draft pick in talent, and if they can put everything together, which is a big if, they should on paper be the team that will give you beef, man. If they need a corner, they can go ahead and get Harris Jr., right? So they can plug it in the slot. They can go and get Byron Jones if they need an outside corner. If they don't like Greedy Williams. I mean, if they need another tight end because Njoku's always injured, they can go ahead and get Hooper. They have the money. They have the picks. The question is if they can put it together. I think Baker and Quincy will disagree with me on this, but Baker and under pressure, it doesn't look like he likes to be in the underdog. People are doubting me. I'm going to pull myself. But it doesn't look like he thrives when people expect him to be good.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of want to touch on the Steelers a little bit one more time.
No, go
just
ahead,
as a
man.
Ravens fan, I just love talking about the Steelers because they're just such our rival and all this and that. But I think that the Steelers with Big Ben, and I saw somebody actually put in the chat that Big Ben is going to be Big Ben. But if you really think about how the league is and where it's going, the league is moving away from Big Ben and his style of quarterbacking. So his statue style of just kind of standing there, maybe extending plays, depending on his offensive line, how well they're playing, and then getting a pass off. The league is moving away from that. We're moving more towards guys like Lamar Jackson, more towards guys like Patrick Mahomes, who can take an 11-step drop, and deliver a 50-yard bomb for a completion. That's not something that we've seen really Ben Roethlisberger do. He
Mm-hmm.
extends the play when there is maybe one guy chasing him, one off the defensive lineman. You know what I mean? I think the game is moving away from him, so I think that his time is up, and they're going to move forward toward. I say this: I would not be surprised if the Steelers went ahead and drafted a quarterback.
They should. But
I
the
wouldn't be
problem
surprised
is
at all. I think
they don't have a first round pick.
they
Right?
don't.
So they might go after Hurst if they think Hurst might be a good one for them. If Love for some reason starts sliding, they should be smart and try to trade their second pick and maybe get next year's second to package for Love. But yeah, I agree with you. That is something. I mean, I have expressed this to multiple Steelers fans. See, how would you defend Big Ben right now? You know he has an elbow problem. You know that he might not be able to throw deep. As of right now, he might not even have a lot of precision because of the elbow. I would be blitzing him and just bumping those receivers. Just play it almost like you would play Lamar. Just hit him and frustrate him. Because I don't even know if he can spin that ball. I mean, you put a lot of torque in that elbow. Essentially, with that tenderness, that's where you put that torque when you're putting that spiral. See, for all I know, he might be throwing ducks.
He could be throwing ducks. And the thing about Ben Roethlisberger at this of his career, he's kind of on the same sort of stage that Phillip Rivers is on. So he's just trying to get that one shot, that one red panties night. You know what I'm saying? Like that one big payday, one more of them. You know what I mean? And I know Phillip Rivers never got one. Roethlisberger has two, but Roethlisberger is trying to chase that one more, and I don't think that it's healthy for his career because you know he's not going to win it in Pittsburgh. Not with a guy like Lamar Jackson in the division. Not with the Bengals who are threatening to beat him at least one game out of the season with their Joe Burrow and their AJ Green, their Joe Mixon, and then the Browns are they're going to threaten with their talent. I just don't see the Steelers being very good. I love Mike Tomlin. I love him to death.
Oh, me too.
I do. I really like him as a coach, but I don't think that they have the talent at quarterback specifically because Big Ben is going to get frustrated. Like you said, he's going to get frustrated. And when he does, he's going to throw interceptions. And when he throws interceptions, they lose.
Look,
so,
go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was wrapping up. I was just going to say that because of that, I think that the competition in the AFC North, I feel like will dominate this year again. We're going to win it for the third year straight. And that's going to be that. I think we're going to take care of business. What do you think?
I don't disagree. Again, my concern is what Cleveland does. Because they had the money to definitely fill the holes they have. The question is Baker. It goes back to Baker. Because Baker had a subpar season.
I think, let me interrupt you real quick. I think the question is Kevin Stefanski. Because
I agree. I hated the coach. And he might be great. I hated the hire. I was not a big fan of everything. Even the front office guy. It's not an indictment on him, but where's his experience and how can you hire a coach before the GM? I mean, it was just crazy. But look, let me say something. Going back to the Steelers for a moment, $33.5 million is tied up with Big Ben this year. They only have 1.5 according to Over the Cap on cap space. Look, to be honest, this might sound crazy, but if I was the Steelers, I would do one of two things. I would either try to convince Cam Newton or Phillip Rivers to say, hey, can you take a little bit less money this year, cut Big Ben, plug you there. We can give you a 1-year deal. If you thrive, you can go get paid somewhere else. In the case of Phillip Rivers, that might not be the case. He might just want to win. In the case of Cam Newton, he might want that big payday again. So behind a good O-line, that might work. I think they need to move out of Big Ben because that's a lot of money for a guy that is always missing games and you don't even know what you're going to get this year. For all you know, he might come better than ever. I doubt it, but but if you're a betting man, which sometimes I am, I'll be putting that Big Ben will have a subpar year. Especially when the running backs haven't been great.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that the Steelers, they are not in a position to, especially if they want to win, they're not in a position to continue to start Big Ben and expect championships. Because every team at the beginning of the season, they expect, well, I guess not every team, but every team wants a ring,
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning of the season. So I don't think that Big Ben at this point in his career gives them the best chance to do that. And you look at the other quarterbacks they have on their roster, i.e., Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges. Neither of them are going to do that either. So I think that they definitely need to either draft a quarterback. I know you said Cam Newton or Phillip Rivers, but the Steelers don't give me that organization, that franchise doesn't give me the idea that they want a 1 or 2 year stand, like one night stand, 2 night stand, like that sort of thing. They
Well,
want
but they
somebody
can
for the long
sign him
term.
back. The thing is, they can sign him back. And if it doesn't work, let's say if they tank, well, next year you go in and try to draft a quarterback. But the problem is, so somebody said Mariota. That's not a bad pick to bring as a backup. And, but yeah, the one night stand might not be their cup of tea. And that's most teams don't want to live there. But at this
Right.
point, you're in a year-to-year basis with Big Ben. You are. And the question is, are you gonna cut him 1 year too late or 1 year too early? I would prefer always to cut the player 1 year too early.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's tough because again, they don't have cap space either. That's the problem. And then yeah, let's get it. Connor is their running back, but Connor's always getting hurt too. Connor had a really good year, and last year he had a year full of injuries. That O line is still there. Would the running back improve under Big Ben? Maybe, but I don't know. He's not dependable as when they had Le'Veon Bell. That you can just not only give him the ball, but you can split him wide. You can screen it to him. Le'Veon Bell was a weapon. He doesn't have that luxury anymore.
Yeah, he really doesn't. And like you look at even his receivers, his weapons, core now, and he doesn't have AB, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and his number one receiver is Juju Smith-Schuster, which last year, and you can chalk it up saying that it was Mason Rudolph or Duck Hodges throwing him the ball, but last year he kind of proved that he was not a definitive number one receiver. Do you agree or not?
Look, I said this before the year started last year, that I didn't know if Juju was a number one, but that he benefit for having a legit number one next to him that will draw the attention from the best corners. I said I was thinking that he was gonna take a step back. That happened. I think he's a hell of a number two. A hell of a number two. Number one, I think, is unless he has another two like him, but on the outside, that will help him. He can't be the man. I don't think he can be the man. I like him. He can't be the man.
Yeah, I think that every other team in the division, they have their holes that are going to prevent them from stopping the Ravens. And of course, we have to play every team in our division twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the teams in our division, they have to play all the other teams that we play. So all those NFC wild card teams that we don't normally play, that we only play 2 or 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going to lose a lot of those games, and we're going to win a lot of those games, just like how we did last year. So I think that we're definitely going to win this division. I don't want to jinx us or anything like that. I guess I'm trying to speak it into existence, but honestly, from my heart and from my mind, I think that the Ravens are definitely primed to win the AFC North once again for the third year in a row.
I would say as of right now, pre-draft and pre-free agency, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. Obviously, free agency and draft can change a lot. Like I said, the Browns on paper, not only with the current team, with everything they can do, they could potentially present a problem, but they haven't proven it. And they had to prove it.
Right.
It's not play on paper. It's not play on paper. I mean, last year when I said before the year started, I said the Ravens will go 11-5. People were killing me. I remember when I did with the collab, they're like, no way, Ravens aren't gonna go 11-5. Like, the Browns might go 9-7 is what I predicted. Maybe it was 10-6, and I think the Steelers I predicted 9-7. I think that's what I did. Obviously I didn't predict that Big Ben was gonna go down. This was pre the start of the year. But 11-5 for the Ravens, because I always thought if Lamar got a little bit better in the passing game, he was going to be special. And I think he still has room to improve. If he gets a little bit better, oof, man. I'm not talking now about record, because we might be 11-5 this year coming up, because it's hard to be 12-4. But records aside, just dangerous, right? Getting better in the playoff. Now he knows. Last year was his first real year that this is my team, right? As a rookie, he inherited this team, and he was basically getting told, like, do this very vanilla offense. Last year, he was able to do a little bit more. So I'm expecting him to take that extra step in the playoff. I think Lamar is special.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely me too. And that's one of the things that, well, partially one of the things that I was actually asking Joe last night on his show when I was on his show. I was saying that, do you think that with a team like the Ravens, and this is my last question before I go. I know you've been going for over an hour now. But with a team like the Ravens, do you think that how we've done recently, so we lost to the Chargers in the first round of the playoffs 2 years ago with Lamar. And then the following year, we lost in the divisional round, and still our first playoff game to the Titans. Do you think that this coming up season, do you think that like those two back-to-back losses will kind of put us in the same boat as kind of like the Saints, where they're just two emotional losses where we had a great regular season and we just won't be able to bounce back from it? Do you think it'll hurt our guys knowing that they have to go a whole 16 games and possibly 17 with the new CBA rules and stuff to get back to where we were before and to actually prove the doubters wrong? Do you think it'll hurt or help us, like motivate us?
I think this team is too young and hungry to hurt us yet. We go through we go through another one, then it might start getting to the point they're like, okay, this is not great. But the team is still hungry and young, and you would think they can get see, like, if we were at a tail end of a great team, then I can see, like, the Saints right now, they know they're in a window, right? Because Drew Brees, you know, who knows how many years he has left. So saying that, you will think, okay, I'm in a window. I need to get better. I need to surpass this hurdle that I have quick. Because if not, after Breeze, I'm looking into, I had nothing. And being in a QB hell, that's the worst thing that can happen for any franchise. So I think the Saints are just in a situation that they know time is ticking. Versus the Ravens right now, it's like the future looks bright. You see what I'm saying? It's two different mentalities.
Yeah, I mean, like, the future, it looks very bright, but at the same time, we still have a window. Because you think about it, like God forbid, you know, Lamar goes down with whatever injury or whatever, you know, what happens to the window at that point, you know? Because we don't have a backup that we can be confident in.
I agree.
You know, you look at a guy like RG3, and it's just like when he gets in the game, it's like, oh, God, man. Like,
it's different. I agree.
I just want this to be over already. I know we're winning, because when he gets in, like, we're probably blowing the team out. It's just like, I just want this to be over. I don't want to watch him anymore. He seems washed up. Then you could look at a guy like Trace McSorley. He's just quite frankly not ready yet for the NFL competition. No. So it's like, we feel like, and especially the style of quarterbacking that Lamar plays, we have a window. And the window is not quite as big as a team like, look at the Giants, for example. I know this may be like a bad example because they haven't gotten there yet. But a quarterback like Daniel Jones, who is a pocket passer, who doesn't leave the pocket and put himself at risk a whole lot. And like I said, God forbid Lamar gets hurt. But if he does, you know what I mean? Like, that window automatically becomes shut. It slams shut. You know what I mean? So it's just like, we have to win now.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, 99% of the teams are in that, right? If my quarterback goes down, that's pretty much it. Now, I have a backup, the surprise, and can win a couple games, but And I know Chase Daniel did it for the Chiefs last year, but for the most part, if your QB goes down, you're done. Now, we're in the window that Lamar's cheap, and quarterbacks are usually the most expensive player, so that helps.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm going to ask you a question. With this, I'm going to let you go because I have the last caller here waiting. But Hayden Hurst, this is a damn debate that I don't get. Let's assume that we're going to trade him, which I don't think we should. What do you think we can get for him?
I think for Hayden Hurst, we can get, because I think a lot of teams look at a guy like Hayden Hurst and they undervalue him because we have a guy like Mark Andrews, because we also have Nick Boyle. So Hayden Hurst kind of he flies under the radar. So I don't think that teams are going to necessarily be offering up a big chunk of change for him, but I could see like maybe, a third round or a fourth round, or something like that, a combination or something like that. I would like to keep Hayden Hurst. I would like it, but I told Joe this last night. I don't think that we need Hayden Hurst. So I think it would be best if we move him, and I think that we can get maybe, like I said, a second or a third, or a good accessory piece that just fits on our team. What do you think?
I disagree. I think if a team gives us a second, that team is crazy. How can you justify give us a second for him? I would be mad if the Ravens would give up a second for a guy like Hayden Hurst, not proven in the NFL, although he's been there for 2 years. And the second thing is, Lamar loves to throw to the tight ends. When Mandrews is not there, that's when Hayden Hurst gets more targets. It's sad for him that he's behind Mandrews, but in the same time, Mandrews gets injured. You don't want to depend on Boyle. Boyle's good as the guy that I'm coming here to block and to get a sneaky catch. That is Boyle. Hayden Hurst and Mandrews are catching tight ends, and Lamar loves to exploit that in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he does, but at the same time, it's just like there's more positions than tight end that we need to address, and I feel like if we can take one of our actual good tight ends, which Hayden Hurst is, I think we can flip him to get pieces that we really actually need. Like we need a pass rusher.
So you're saying, for example, we trade Hayden Hurst for a third, and then you use that third to get a pass rusher, but now you are hoping to draft another guy that can be as good as or near Hayden Hurst in the later rounds.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not hoping. I think that if we get rid of a guy like Hayden Hurst, I think that we utilize guys like Mark Andrews more with a whole season, off season to recover, of rest from his injury. I feel like we utilize. Yeah, I mean, you said what? I'm sorry.
We already utilize him a lot.
Oh yeah, we utilize Mark Andrews a lot, but at the same time, it's just like Hayden Hurst is the type of guy who can get the same type of receptions that Nick Boyle can. If you ask me, Hayden Hurst, he's a guy who he's going to be single covered almost every play that Lamar is looking for him. And I think that, of course, Hayden Hurst can get open a little bit easier than Nick Boyle, but when we're going to Hayden Hurst, that's our last option, if you think about it, because we've got a guy like Mandrews. We've got a guy like even Willie Snead, who's cutting across the middle, who's going and making plays for us, and at least in the regular season. I don't think that we necessarily need a guy like Hayden Hurst. It's either for me. So, right, look. For me, it's either Hayden Hurst or Mark Andrews. You can't have both because we can't utilize both to their maximum abilities. We can't.
I think you can have both for now. Hayden Hurst, you trade him, it will cost you $2.87.
Yeah, it will cost us. We're going to have to pay Hayden Hurst soon, but that's my thing. It's like if we can get rid of him before we have to pay him.
This year, next year.
This year, next year. I mean, he's very good. He's very good. He ran the fastest time, for us in this past season. He is an older guy, so he understands the game a little bit better than, the younger guys. So I really do like Hayden Hurst. I just think that Mark Andrews has more of that splash play, tight end, Rob Gronkowski type upside. Yeah. And I'd rather have him than a guy like Hayden Hurst.
Well, I think you're gonna keep Manders. I think you just keep Hayden for at least one more year, and then maybe draft
One more year,
a tight
yeah.
end, and then you can look to trade him or move away from him. Anyway, son,
Yeah.
I need to get you in the show. This was fun. I have to let you go because I have another guy. Thank you for calling, bro.
Thank you, bro, and definitely just hit me up whenever you want me on, bro. I'm here.
That's gonna be soon. Take care, bro.
All right, you too.
Let me do this last quick call because we have been going on for a while. And I'm sorry I haven't like I said, it's hard, especially when I have a phone call, to keep up with the chat. And also shout out to everybody that donated during the live stream. I appreciate all of you guys, as always.
Finally.
There we go. Man, I don't know what's going on. Last time
Me neither.
Last time when I
This is
called,
nuts.
and today when I called earlier, it went to voicemail. So
I know.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, you're here. Shout out to you, AJ. Tell me, what's going on?
Finally. Well, I did see a little bit of the combine. I do like both Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen. Although, if you were going to ask me who I'd rather take at 28, whether it would be Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen, I'd say Kenneth Murray in a landslide. I like both,
Okay.
but I prefer Kenneth Murray.
I'm leaning that way too.
Yeah. But I'm interested whether if we do trade down or because I see us doing both, trading down or trading up. It's a good trade up. It's a good trade like a guy like AJ Espinoza, or if a team ahead of us does try to go Patrick Queen, we could try to jump ahead to get Kenneth Murray.
Yeah,
so I could see us doing both, trading up and down.
Yeah, I'm leaning more down, but I definitely Murray. I think will be there. He definitely will be there.
Yeah, Kenneth Murray, and then the second guy that I want us to draft, probably late second, early third, would probably be Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Okay.
I saw his highlights in Michigan. I saw his combine as well. He looks like a guy that while people are mainly focusing on guys like Justin Jefferson or Jerry Jeudy or Henry Ruggs, I think Peoples-Jones is getting overlooked. I was thinking he's a talent that can go late second, early third, which is where we're taking with our second pick, and that's what I think we should take with our second round pick.
Okay.
So my first two guys, I say Kenneth Murray and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Also, a must definitely is re-sign Judon.
So you think we should keep Judon?
Yeah. I think Judon's too good of a guy to get cut. Plus, that's the fact that besides Espinoza and Chase Young, none of the edge rushers really stand out, which is why I think we should go. If we should go Judon. I think Judon should stay. I don't see anybody in the draft standing out, nor do I trust a guy like Ngakwe or Beasley to take his place.
Okay.
Plus front seven's our biggest weakness on the defense anyways. Because the secondary, I think besides maybe corner, secondary's fine.
Yeah, and
I trust Clark.
You're hoping Tavon Young can come back, and if he does, then your slot corner is fine too.
Yeah, slot corner is really our biggest need in the secondary. Besides that, our secondary is complete. I think we did a really good signing in Chuck Clark. Earl Thomas is obviously coming back, so safety's fine. And then of course, besides Young, we got Marlon and we got Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, no, secondary is fine.
And,
I think we need to bring.
Marcus Peters.
Yeah, we definitely need to boost the D line and middle linebacker. So linebacking core, outside and middle, and the D line is the other part that we need to boast. Bring more.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Pierce is coming back?
Pierce, he's gone. I think Harbaugh's done with him.
So I think D tackle will be another issue.
Yeah, no, D tackle will be an issue. We need to bring, but I think there's guys. I think Poe or Snacks Harris from the Lions. Either of those you can probably bring and put him in nose tackle. Maybe Pekka wants to come in the Chiefs, so you can have those two rotate as a nose tackle. So there's options there that don't break the bank from the nose tackle position. I think Pierce is gone.
Yeah. Besides, Pierce might want more money than a guy like Harrison or Pecco.
Oh yeah, Pecco's gonna be cheap, but Poe, like you can bring Poe and McCoy. McCoy's not a nose tackle, but you can bring him to help the D tackle position, and then also Snack Harrison's for the nose tackle. Then you can bring either of those guys, and then with Brandon Williams, you should be solid. Your DN is kind of weak.
Yeah, Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams, I'm expecting Wormley to come back.
Yeah, Worm needs to be better. I was expecting more from him, but again, that's a position that you can hopefully bolster up.
Yeah. Besides that, the fact that I do want to see what the positions in the D line positions in the draft will look like. Because of the fact that D-line is probably our biggest strength on the front seven, with guys like B. Williams and Pecco coming back.
Yep, I agree.
Plus, I wonder if we're going to keep rolling with a 3-4 or Martindale's going to switch up to a 4-3.
Nah, I think we're a 3-4 hybrid, We're all over the place. It's hard to read us, which is great.
Yeah. Plus we always got a guy like E.T. or Chuck Clark on the blitz.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Clark is here now for a couple of years, so that's good.
Yep, and then of course we're going to keep E.T.'s not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
At least a year more, I will say.
Yeah, so with Thomas and Clark at safety, and then with Humphrey and Young and Peters at corner, I think we got a really good secondary. We might even have one of the best.
We have a hell of a secondary. We definitely do.
We have probably the best, if not top 5 secondary in the entire league. No doubt about it.
Now we need to get better at that interior D-line.
Plus, I want to see what Anthony Averett or Eamon Marshall will do next year as well.
I agree. I want to see, especially Averett, hopefully to get a step up. We'll see what the Sean Elliott and Joker can also do.
Yeah, we'll see what Joker still has in store. Because besides Peters and Humphrey and Earl Thomas, we still got guys who usually are special teamers, but they could still do damage when called on. Like Anthony Averett or Eamon Marshall or sometimes even Levine.
Yeah. No, well, we'll see what they do with Levine. There's rumors that they might cut him, but I agree. I think we're fine in the secondary. I mean, you're gonna take a late round pick. That's at that point you're definitely picking BPA. You don't even know what's gonna happen with those. But you also have Mack coming up from injury this year from the D line, so hopefully that's another guy. Again, we have to see what happens, but D-line and linebacker are my first 2 positions. The only position that I want is a wide receiver on the offensive side or a guard for Yonda. The rest of the side, it looks good.
Yeah. Offensive guard and D-line are and wide receiver obviously are probably our three biggest issues.
Yep.
But even with offensive guard, I still want to see how Ben Powers looks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because obviously Jane Worth is gone. I don't think he's coming back. So if he's gone, that just leaves Powers and Yanda. And when Yanda retires, that really leaves Ben Powers and probably someone else.
Yeah, no, I think we target another guard in this draft in the middle rounds.
Yeah, like 4th or 5th round. So like Ben Powers last year.
Yep.
Or we're not going because it's an issue, but not our biggest issue.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else, AJ?
Nope. Other than let's see what happens with Judon and Smith and Carr. Who gets cut and who stays?
Last date for franchise tag is next Tuesday, so definitely we're gonna be talking about it next week. Thank you for calling, bro.
Yeah, probably third Judon or Smith will get tagged.
Judon, yeah. Smith won't. Smith, that would be too much for him. Anyway, thank you for calling, bro. Appreciate your call.
No problem. See ya.
Okay, my guys. As we are closing, I will say again, if you want to support the channel, you can find these things on Amazon. So, it took me a while to get everything in Amazon, but if you do, let me know so I can give you a shout out. Where's this thing? Display capture. Yep. And let me get myself out of this view. You can see these things are here in Amazon. The shirts. So you can just search SC Sport in the search bar, as you can see there. Sweaters, long sleeve, the white logo, different colors for women, youth, you name it. If you do support the channel, that's another way to support the channel. Get that, get the jerseys, not the jersey, get the shirts. Let me know, and we can. I would like, so I can shout you out on a YouTube video. I appreciate everybody that is joining. Hopefully we have more information about free agency, and the next spot should be about free agency. Tomorrow me and Joe we're gonna be talking about different players on the wide receiver side, so stay tuned. We're gonna do quick review, so definitely join us tomorrow. Free agency start March 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get it. Anyway, my guys, thank you for joining the live stream, and I will see you guys next time.